Welcome to Rocky Broad Solar, where we encourage you to make the current flow. On today's episode, we're going to go over the Duke Power Pair Rebate, a way that you can save up to $9,000 with going solar with storage if you live in the great state of North Carolina and you're under either Duke Energy Carolinas or Duke Energy Progress. Let's get into it. Alright, so to qualify for the Duke Power Pair Rebate, you just have to purchase your energy from either Duke Energy Progress or Duke Energy Carolinas in the state of North Carolina. Only residential customers qualify, so if you're in a commercial situation, this doesn't apply to you. It has to be on new solar and storage. It has to be a new solar system. It has to be paired with energy storage in order to qualify for the program. For those that don't know, your DC is the size of your array, your solar panel size. Your AC kilowatt size is based on the size of your solar inverter. So that solar incentive is based on the size of your solar inverter. So again, you can get up to 36 cents per kilowatt hour or up to $3,600 for a total of 10 kilowatts AC of solar inverter. So for the battery portion, you can get up to $400 per kilowatt hour of energy storage. So like your average Tesla Powerwall or Franklin whole home battery just about maxes out that rebate at a max of $5,400 for the energy storage credit. Now in order to apply, you have to apply for the rebate within 90 days of your system being energized. So generally you're going to apply as soon as you kind of sign off and submit your interconnection application, but you can't wait around. If the system's been installed, inspected, you got PTO, it's been energized, and it runs for 90 days and you haven't applied, well, you're out of luck. All right, so some other qualifications that you need to hit in order to qualify for the program. Your system has to be installed by a Duke Trade Ally. Now that is a certified general contractor, solar installer with an electrical license, good financial standings that Duke has approved for the program. If you're one of those do-it-yourselfers or you're just hiring Joe Schmo off the street, unfortunately, you don't qualify for the rebate. It's got to be installed by a Duke Trade Ally. Next, you have to keep a stable internet connection. So again, part of this program is that you're giving Duke, you kind of have two options here. You're either just giving Duke the ability to see your system, or you may even be giving Duke the ability to control your system. And in order to do that, you have to maintain a reliable internet connection. So you kind of have two different choices here. You can, one, just give Duke access to the data on your system to where they will not be able to control it. Or two, you can give Duke the ability to discharge your batteries or charge your batteries, depending on the situation, to or from the grid between 30 and 36 times a year. And the reason for this is Duke actually wants to pay you for your batteries. You know, especially here in the Carolinas, a lot of people run on electric heat and they have backup heat strips. And that's generally around here when those peak demand times really hit and really put stress on the grid. So the ways that utilities in the past have done this, they've been building entire secondary power plants just to provide power during those peak use periods. And so, you know, that's really expensive to build a whole nother power plant just to provide electricity in those really high demand periods that only come through a handful of times a year. So instead, they'd like to utilize your battery system to do that. And so again, when it gets really cold, middle of winter, everybody's heat strips kick on, that's generally when Duke needs your help. And so what they'll do is ahead of time, they may program your batteries to charge from the grid early in the day and then discharge to the grid that night. Again, that's only going to happen 30 to 36 times a year, and they're going to use that when the grid needs that extra support to maintain stability. If you're getting value out of today's content, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, press the notification bell, or leave a comment down in the description below. Let's get back into it. So if you're only giving Duke access to your data, unfortunately, you're going to have to participate in the residential choice rider. And that's more like a time of use rate type of scenario, like what we're seeing in California and what we're seeing other utilities adopt across the nation. And so basically, if you're giving them power during a time of day when it's not really needed, they're not going to give you much for it. Whereas when you're using power during a peak demand time, they're going to charge you a lot more. And so that part of the program, if you don't want to give control, it's a great option. But financially, you're going to be better off giving Duke control over your batteries, in which case then you can participate in the net metering bridge rider. So for the net metering bridge rider, again, you're giving Duke that ability to discharge or charge your batteries up to 36 times a year. And in return, they're going to give you a monthly bill credit towards your utility bill, on top of giving you a real close to what's called a net metering program, where essentially when you're giving them power, they're giving you credits. When you use power, they're letting you take those credits back. Now, the program does, it's not full net metering. They do sort of net out your credits several times a year. So you're not going to really be able to bank a bunch of credits in the summer and use them in the winter. But hey, it's still a much better program than a lot of utilities in the country, and it's certainly better than that residential choice rider. All right, so next you've got to have a solar and storage system that has been approved to participate in the program. So your energy storage provider has to be able to pair up with Duke and let them have that control and participate in this virtual power plant program. And so, hey, you got a lot of options. They're all the kind of mainstream solar and storage providers. You've got your SolarEdge Energy Hub or Home Hub ecosystem. You've got the Enphase IQ Battery 5P with Enphase microinverters. You can choose SolarEdge or Enphase or whatever for your solar and get yourself a nice Franklin whole home battery. That's one choice that I personally love, Franklin. There's some other options as well. I believe Fortress Power has some options, and there's a handful of others. But as far as kind of what I would be able to provide, that would be either Enphase, SolarEdge, Franklin Whole Home, or the Tesla Powerwall 3. Now, at the time of this video, Tesla is, due to the success of the Tesla Powerwall 3, it's under heavy demand and a supply crunch. So in order to get in for the rebate, Tesla may or may not be your best choice there due to supply chain issues at the time of this video. All right, and lastly, this rebate program, it's kind of like a first come, first serve. So they've set aside a certain amount of megawatt hours per utility. Once that's been used up, that's it. So, they may renew this over time, but as far as at the time of this video, we've got 30 megawatts AC for Duke Energy Progress and 30 megawatts AC for Duke Energy Carolinas. Once that kind of allocation has been used up, the program is over. And so basically, it's first come, first serve. There's really no guarantees that you're going to get it until you've applied and you've basically got in line and got in before the allocation has run out. So there's still plenty of allocation left for customers to take advantage of this rebate. But again, once that 30 megawatt hours AC per utility has been used up, that may be the end of the rebate program. So hey, $9,000 going towards the sale of your solar and storage system on top of your 30% federal tax credit. You can save a ton of money by signing on now and going ahead and getting into the program, getting a really nice mainstream solar and storage system installed on your home. So hey, if you live in the Carolinas and you're looking for a pressure-free, zero-cost quote to put solar and energy storage on your home, and you're looking to participate in the Duke Power Pair program, go ahead down in the description below, click on that Rocky Broad Solar intake form, fill out a few details about your specific scenario, and I'll get back to you within a few days with, again, a zero cost, no pressure, no hassle quote to put solar and storage on your home. If you don't live in Duke Energy territory, that's fine. Currently, I can give quotes for turnkey solar and storage installations in over half of the 50 states. Again, if you go down in the description below, click on that Rocky Broad Solar intake form, you'll see a coverage map for the territories that I can provide turnkey installations in. Hey, if you're not really into paying someone to put solar and storage on your home, you're more of a do-it-yourselfer, again, go down in that description below, click on some of our affiliate links. There's some great options to buy solar and storage products at great prices if you're one of those people that really just want to install it yourself. Again, thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Till next time, take care.